Okay, so here your setup looks pretty good as you start out very strong with x plus y plus z is 207. You get 5x plus 7y plus 12z is 1504. And that you can see from the reading and just this information here. I think the last piece of information, this one right here, I think that's where the mistake is. So I think, well, at least the statement I'm reading says there are half as many adults as there are children. So you're really relating these two variables, the x and the z, and here you have y and z. And so I think this is where the mistake occurred. And so instead, it should be not y equals 2z, but x equals 2z. Yeah, so the number of adults, which is z, versus the number of children. So half as many adults as there are children. And that's what we get there. So with that in mind, with that change in mind, so instead, what you're going to do is in your, I'm going to copy this right here. So copy. So in the equations you have here, you would replace your x with 2z. And also in here, you would replace this x here with 2z, you know? And so if you do that replacement and simplify both of these expressions, or these equations, you would get the equation. So this one would give you 3z plus y is 207. And this equation right here would get you 10z plus 12z, so that's 22z, plus 7y is 1504. And so now, now we can solve for one of the two variables like z or y. So in this case here, you can take this first equation right here. I'm going to write it up here. And you can write it as y equals 207 minus 3z. And then replace the y that's in the second equation with this expression, right? So this y you can replace with 207 minus 3z. So that's what I'll do there in the next line. So so we're going to get 22. So this, with that expression, we're going to have 22z plus 7 times 207 minus 3z. And that should all equal 1504. And so if you solve, let's see, what is, I should have figured out what's the product of 7 and 207. So 7 times 207 is 1449. So this is 1449, and then minus 21z, and 22z minus 21z is just z, plus 1449. That equals 1504. So 1504 minus 1449 is 55. And so z would be 55. And then we work our way backwards. So now that we know what z is, we're going to use z to figure out y. So times, and where do we do that? You can see that up in here. go back up in here. Plug in z equals 55 for in that equation. And then battery's dying. Plus 207. Okay. So y ends up being 42. And if y, so then y ends up being 42. And if y is 42, and then also we can use this z in this expression right here. Oops. And we get that x is 110. Okay.